KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that caring for the community means caring about the climate. You might have heard that we announced a pretty bold 12-month, $2 million campaign to do 4 things. Increase climate literacy, turn up the volume on communities of color in the climate conversation, connect everyday people with the resources they need to survive and thrive, and highlight frontline climate justice crusaders of color throughout this year. KBLA Talk 1580 will be bringing you insightful interviews on all of our shows to help raise your climate IQ. Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various communities throughout the city with food, fun, and forward-thinking conversations. Thanks to partners like LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, the Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, AQMD, MWD, and more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world. If we care enough, 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 we care enough.
They call me King Ho, copy. They call me King Ho, copy. Call me King Ho, copy. They call me King Ho, copy.
I'm like Wood, he knows hobby. Nobody gets my hobby. We freaking this ain't cheating as long as we tell nobody. Tell your girl she leave and I'll meet you in the lobby. I'm so cold, yeah, you that hot toddy.
I see you like to talk, I hear you, baby. Claiming you a bad bitch, show me, baby. I'm a wild boy, you trying to tame me, baby. To where I get it from the house, can you keep me faithful? Got a lot of girls, got a lot of flavors. That's why when I hit them, they on me to return the favor. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but hear me, baby. If you can whip it to the point where I'm screaming your name. Said I'm trying to get your clothes off. From what I'm seeing, you look so soft. It's your bragging what I'm going on. Say you were right, I just don't fall off. Yeah, I done had a lot of women to tell me what they can do, but can you show me, babe?
I'm like Vogue, he knows hobby. Nobody is my hobby. We freaking this ain't cheating as long as we tell nobody. Tell your girl she leave and I'll meet you in the lobby. I'm so cold, yeah, you got hot toddy.
Shout out to Usher. This is an underrated jam because I feel like people were off of Usher during this time period. This is when he was kind of in his EDM bag, I feel. And people were like, oh, no, Usher. We need to hear a little more R&B-ish for you. A little bit more. A little more soul. I feel like, what was this? Like 2008, 2009-ish? Right? Maybe.
I was going to say 2010, but
maybe 2000. Maybe. Because I know he had the song with Nicki.
2010.
2010? Okay, right. Yeah, you're right. Because the song with Nicki, Lil Freak, was somewhere after that. For whatever. That was my joint. I don't know. That was what? Yeah, Nicki was popping back then. Like, that's when she had features all over everything. She also had the song with Trey Songz, Say I, bottle service was becoming mainstream.
I thought it was Bottoms Up.
It is Bottoms Up. You're right.
Yeah.
Say I was. That's a Trey Songz
Him by
song,
himself.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and the reason why I know all this stuff is because I equate all of that to the time that I lived in D.C.
Okay. So that
Yes.
reminds you of that. Well,
Yes.
shout out to Nicki.
That's when
Shout
I
out
was
to
out there in the
Usher.
streets.
And we keeping it themed out, Andy, so he got that Usher in because we're going to be talking about Usher later.
Wasn't another reason people was off Usher because, he was passing cooties around?
Oh.
I mean, people tend to forget that.
No,
Nothing negative,
That's very much in people's memories. We didn't forget. We just don't talk about it because we rever him, and when we rever people that we like, we overlook certain things about them.
Usher was also, people weren't feeling. Yeah, you see, I just skipped right over that topic.
Yeah, I mean,
I know
Andy
nothing.
brought it up, and
I know. No.
Mhm.
Here's no.
Yeah.
This is why I say that. I mean, everybody's heard the rumor. We know the court cases, but
I was about to say, didn't it go to court?
There were some cases, but
Cases? There was more than one?
Yeah, but various things happened. Some settled. I mean, not well. I don't know. Settled. Some went away. I don't know what the terms were. Whatever. Point being, to your point. Shh. We don't speak that about Usher. We let Usher have his moment right now. Okay. We giving Usher his flowers.
Because see, I was about to double down and say he ain't the only one.
Usher has been rocking for us since '94.
Yes.
Right?
Non-stop hits.
Just Call Me a Mac. Like, no Usher slander will be tolerated.
Correct.
Okay? We're just going to put that out there.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into what's going on with him shortly. Big ups to him. But in answer to your question, Andy, it's the thing that I don't know if it's talked about as much anymore. So much because power couples are so big, but there always has been that leftover thing for male artists, actors. I don't think it really goes the same for women, but for men it does. And I know that they used to do this to men in groups too. They want you to be single and look available because, and I can tell you as a former teeny bopper fan, new and whomever, you do get a little let down in your teens when you're like, oh, you got a girlfriend? That means I don't get a shot. Girl, you probably never had a shot, but in your teenage mind, you did, and somehow you get conflicted when they have things. So it was Tamika. Shout out to Tamika. I like Tamika. But people were offended when he got with Tamika Raymond, his ex-wife. And that was that. What is that thought?
Nothing. I'm not even going to say it because... Yeah.
Because they felt she was older and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it because you always say I'm always trying to age people.
Ages.
And
it was because
specifically women, and that's not true. You're just older.
No, they felt that she was too old for him.
Yeah,
and they
all
gave
said
her
that.
a really, really hard time.
They dogged her out.
And we know that's what drove her to go to South America, and she had a horrible accident in surgery, and yeah. I think she talked about it in her book. So there you go.
Tamika.
So listen, it was announced, was it yesterday or today? I believe it was yesterday, that the 2026 NBA All-Star Game will be here in Los Angeles. The 75th annual NBA All-Star Game will be right here in Inglewood, California at the Intuit Dome, which is the new Clippers facility that will be opening up this fall, right? And they expect fans from all over the world. It's going to be a big thing. And as I said, it's the 75th NBA All-Star Game. So that is February 15th, 2026. The Clippers have also been unveiling new details into the stadium when it's opening. They have a section called The Wall where tickets will range for a season between $5,000 and $25,000. And the rules of that section, it's section 51, are simple. 51 uninterrupted rows for fans. They cannot cheer for the opposing team. They cannot wear an opponent's gear. And tickets can only be resold in the Clippers marketplace. So they want to make sure that they have a competitive advantage in their home arena, finally. Andy?
They are so desperate. So desperate.
I feel like they're taking a clue from college basketball, and I think it might work. I think it might work for them. Everybody's being silent.
It won't equate to wins, though.
You don't think so?
Significant wins.
Okay, the Clippers are looking kind of nice in the West right now.
That's cool, just like the Cowboys, right? They lose in the first round.
That is a fact. That is a fact. Listen, when we come forward, more trending topics and headlines, we'll get into Vince Staples, and there's a new show coming starring him. And
I like that.
Usher. All of that and more on the other side. You're locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
RSVP with Jill Munroe is your go-to show for staying in the know. More engaging conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey LA, save water and put money in your pocket with rebates from LADWP. Start saving with free shower heads and faucet aerators. Then save with every flush when you upgrade to a water-efficient toilet and get a $250 rebate. You can also save on every load of laundry with a high-efficiency clothes washer and get a $500 rebate. That's right, LADWP customers can get $500 rebates on qualifying clothes washers. See all the ways to save at ladwp.com/save.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga. My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows the Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. The Queen Sleep Number C2 smart bed is now only $9.90. Plus, free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Monday. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
You're all set with your Medicare prescriptions, Mrs. Brown.
This is not just low-cost copays at Walgreens.
I can actually help you set up 90-day refills if you want.
This is having a partner you can trust. Get low-cost copays, 90-day refills, and delivery from your neighborhood Walgreens. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
Restrictions apply. For details, see walgreens.com/pharmacy.
Hey. Keeping you informed, entertained, and always ahead of the curve. This is RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You were locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. So, do you know who Vince Staples is? Vince Staples is from Long Beach.
I do. He's great.
West Side rapper. And if you've ever caught a Vince Staples interview, you know he's naturally funny, quick-witted, entertaining, right? Mm-hmm. Well, he has a new Netflix comedy series that's about to drop. It's 5 episodes, and it's going to premiere February 15th. Popular date, huh? And you have to check out the trailer because it's going to give you a glimpse into what to expect, and I feel like it's going to be funny. It's kind of like again, haven't seen the series yet, just the trailer. But it's very much giving Black Larry David. So, slice of life where he's playing a heightened version of himself and the different scenarios and situations that one can get into going in between Long Beach and LA in a day, just going around LA. So, looks like it's going to be pretty funny. As I said, there is a trailer available for it. Expect Vanessa Bell Calloway, who we love, has been in everything. She is also co-starring in it along with Arturo Castro, Nate Jones, Andrea Ellsworth, and there's even a cameo from Rick Ross. So it is produced by Staples and Kenya Barris. So get into it.
Is this his first Netflix show, or did he have one before?
I believe it's his first one. It's been
in production for a while, right?
A very long time.
3 years or something like that.
3, maybe 4 years, maybe a little longer than that. It's been in production for quite a while.
I knew about this show and I heard about this show, but I wasn't sure if it was the same show that I heard about all these years ago. I know a girl that does the costuming on that show.
So, yep, it is very much that. And for whatever reason, it took a minute for it to come out, but it's ready and it looks like it's going to be highly entertaining. Vince's last album came out 2022, because we're in 2024 now. We're still only 17 days. I should remember 17 days is almost 3 weeks, but we'll get there.
It's February.
Ramona Broke My Heart. That was his last album that came out in 2022, So shout out to Vince. And of course, I'm going to let you know what it's all about. All right. So, back in December, the owner of the Indianapolis Colts, Jim Irsay, was found laying in his bed, unresponsive, cold to the touch, and gasping for air in what was a suspected overdose, right? This is according to Indiana police, right? So TMZ Sports, of course, got their hands on the police documents to show that police officers were dispatched to his home on December 8th around 4:30 a.m. after someone said they found him unconscious on a bathroom floor with blue skin tone. When the police first arrived on the scene, they said that he had been moved to his bed and he was struggling to breathe and had a weak pulse and constricted pupils. They said that they attempted to wake him and they did something to his sternum, which is right here, and it was successful. And after that, they gave him a dosage of Narcan, and he responded slightly, right? Well, Jim has kind of been cagey about exactly what happened and what's going on. We know that it was a few years back, he was pulled over for DUI and had a large amount of cash and other paraphernalia in the car with him, and he said that he was targeted because he's a wealthy white man.
I was about to say, is this the same guy who said that he was targeted because, okay.
Absolutely. So, listen, if he was a player, this would be getting all the headlines, all the drama still. I'm not saying that people don't make mistakes or have problems that they need to have help with, but it is just an observation of sometimes we continue to just let people have passes, right? In the free world. Shout out to Newt Carswell in the chat. He said, "Curb Your Enthusiasm" was funny. Is funny. I believe that they are getting ready or have already started filming the final season of it. The thing that I admire most about that show, because that's a show that I got on later, I can't believe how many seasons it's been on, quite a few. But I didn't realize that they improv the majority of the show and the lines. Like, sometimes you sit there, they're like, they didn't write that down. But it's really a talent that an entire series that has gone on for season after season with some hilarious moments is all ad-libbed for the most part. Improv.
Isn't life kind of like that?
I mean, it doesn't always work out, though. We could try, but it doesn't mean that it's always going to be, the best thing. Okay, so let me ask you. It's dealer's choice, right? Mm-hmm. Well, no, I guess I would be the dealer. Look, it's your choice. Are we going to talk Usher right now in the Vogue cover, or do you want to talk about the young lady where there was a lot of debate on social media who was hit in the face with the brick and she said no one came to help her because there's been a development in that story? Which one?
It's all stressful.
Is it?
It is.
Okay. So pick.
I don't like abuse against women, but I also don't like scammers either.
Okay.
And I feel like there's some scammery to the story. That's what the development is.
It is.
So let's get to the drama.
Okay. So here it is. The young woman's name, if you recall, right?
I don't.
I'm going to give you her name. It was in Houston. It was Rosa Osman. She's 33. And she is being charged with felony theft by deception. That is because she raised over $40,000 on her GoFundMe by lying to the internet so they say, claiming that she was attacked by a man outside of a club in Houston while other men stood by and watched. If you remember her video that was on TikTok, I believe, it garnered millions of views across social media platforms. And at the time, right, we talked about it here on this show, there were various debates about if other men should step in and protect Black women at the time of need. Is it dangerous? Why they generally only defend their family members or someone that they're dating. Otherwise, good luck to you. It was lots of conversation. So listen, while social media was debating on the facts of the case, right, the police were investigating. And it was as simple as they got video from outside of the club. Now, while she did have an altercation with the man, it wasn't a stranger, right? I'm not sure when they had met, but basically she and a friend had gotten into the car with these two other men, right? Somehow there was a conversation that got heated. The man's name is Olin Douglas, right? And the police said that her story changed multiple times, right? The friend that was with her said that though they had an argument, she did not recall seeing her be hit with a brick. And that story never made sense to her. But that something did happen. She said that she heard Osman say that the man hit her, but she never heard an argument. When they got out of the car, Osman began to record and claimed to be hit with a brick, right? But the friend said, I didn't see it. Well, she was hit in the face with a water bottle. We don't know why they were arguing. And now she's being charged. So my question for you, Trent the artist, the DA is also requesting $50,000 bail, right? Tell me, what are your thoughts?
Bring her to justice, because why are you out here, baby? That is a complete crazy turn from a brick to a water bottle.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but the water bottle might have been full. Could have been hard.
Because first of all, where are people pulling bricks from? That's number one. Okay, and number two, a brick to your face, depending on how hard you get hit and where you get hit at, you collapsing and passing out.
Did you see? I mean, did the video though of her injury? Her head was extremely swollen.
Well, a Fiji water bottle coming at you 20 miles per hour that is full from a 6-foot distance. What is it? What is that called? Trigonometry, where they measure the velocity.
That's not trigonometry.
In the distance. What kind of math is that?
Geometry.
Okay, whatever. In the formula,
Maybe.
velocity and speed and all that.
Yeah.
They do that math problem. Yeah, that's what happens.
Okay.
Swollen face.
I mean, because it did look pretty intense. Do you think that they are doing too much by charging her? The money will be refunded back. Well, what is available, which she hasn't spent. I assume there might be restitution attached to it. But do you think that it is out of line? Because she did suffer some form of attack. It's just embellished. What do you think? Should she,
it's a lie.
one, have to give back the GoFundMe, and two, be charged?
Yes, because it wasn't that serious. And the reason why people didn't, I think, and here's the thing about this. Depending on where you are geographically, black men are going to step in. Now, the guys on the West Coast are a little soft, so they might not step in. But you down south somewhere, Houston, it's somebody who'll stand by ready to jump in, because I've seen it happen before, okay? Detroit, D.C., any other city, okay? Somebody's got you covered, right?
I think it depends.
On location.
Okay.
And when I heard the story, I didn't want to jump to conclusions, but no one is standing around and letting a woman get hit with a brick. Now, the reason that they are standing around is because they saw what happened. They knew that it was personal, and they knew that you were up to no good, and they stepped away from it because they don't want their hands dirty.
So I agree with that
Yeah.
it very much could be if someone saw a situation, from start to finish, and in their opinion, the woman was disrespectful, out of line, they might be inclined to say, I'm going to mind my business and step over here. I'm not going to.
And it's not an excuse.
It's not an excuse.
Yes.
It's just context. It's
the
just
nature
the thought
of,
process
of the black community, right?
I mean, I don't think that that's just, I know we talk about it a lot, but I don't think it's just a black community thing. I think that realistically, if we look at where we are as a society, people will pull out their phones to record before a lot will step. There's a lot of good Samaritans, and there are people that will step up. So I'm not implying that there's none, but I do think where we are currently and other factors come into play, like going viral, like getting the footage to sell it.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's all types of things that happen in these moments that people are considering that maybe in the past it wasn't a consideration for because it wasn't an option.
And T, something should happen to her, because what about the girl who actually
was attacked? Yeah.
Yes, and she gets no recourse because we believe this crazy girl who got hit with a water bottle because she wanted to be a scammer or didn't pay her John or whatever the heck was going on in that car with all them people.
Okay, but let me ask you.
Because why you in the car with all them people? What y'all in there doing?
It's her and her friend. I mean, maybe
y'all drinking, y'all boozing,
maybe,
or y'all doing a combination of both.
Maybe
in a car,
maybe
in a parking lot. Stop
playing with me. Let me ask you this. So when we talked about Carly Russell, was that her name or last name?
Yes.
You didn't think that Carly should be jailed, and I thought that Carly absolutely should. What's the difference between these two situations?
The difference is Carly didn't go on the internet begging for money, so the restitution came from the prosecution. Now this girl went and got on the internet and made up a whole story because she's a scammer or a user of substances who needed more money to fuel her fire.
Okay. Okay.
So you committed a crime versus I need attention. You used up some resources versus swindling people out of money. That's the difference.
Did they both not use resources, though? I mean, one was a manhunt, so I do understand. I mean, I'm sorry. I felt like it was. Carly had everybody
and the whole
and
internet looking for her.
The whole internet was like trying to solve it. This was a new cold case. They were going to be the next Netflix podcast.
Oh, my God.
People were like, no, we're jumping in action.
Looking for LaToya.
We got a wall. Looking for LaToya.
Looking for LaToya.
And sadly, LaToya was found
at the Red Lobster with Brad. Baby.
Listen.
I had enough.
I feel like
because I want my money back from the GoFundMe. Because, the feds is gonna get Carly, but I want my money back. I want my $25 back from the GoFundMe because I could have put that to myself, okay?
Listen, there it is.
For my
right
own
there.
intoxicating substances.
Well, listen, when we come forward, we're going to get into this Usher story and why social media users are upset and outraged.
Like Twitter, I love it.
And why I think
Didn't I tell you at the beginning of the show it's fake outrage on everything this week?
I mean, and while I understand it, I think they got to chill a little bit. And I'll tell you why on the other side.
They all need to chill.
You're locked into RSVP
Me
with
too.
Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580 News and Sports on the other side.
Freaking this ain't cheating as long as we tell nobody. Tell your girl she leave and I'll meet you in the lobby. I'm so cold, yeah, you got hot toddy. Hot toddy. Hot toddy. Hot toddy.
Trending topics and the hottest happenings. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Former Baltimore Mayor Sheila Dixon's campaign says she raised over $520,000 last year in her effort to unseat Mayor Brandon Scott. The Democrat, who is black, has $370,000 on hand. Scott, who is also black, raised $682,000 and has over $835,000 on hand. Meanwhile, fellow Democratic candidate Bob Wallace has $230,000 on hand after raising $250,000 last year. Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown has joined 21 other state attorney generals in urging the Biden administration to enact a ban on menthol cigarettes and flavored cigars. The attorney generals argue the review and implementation of the proposed FDA rules, which they say are supported by ample evidence, are long overdue. They say these cigarettes are especially appealing to minority communities and young people. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Did you know Discover wants everyone to feel special? That's why with your Discover card, you have access to 24/7 customer service, as well as $0 fraud liability, which means you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do Black history every single day. In fact, as the only Black talk radio station west of the Mississippi, we are Black history. Our annual Black History Month luncheon is fast approaching, and we want to be sure to give you ample time to get your company, organization, church, or group to join us at this year's celebration on the last day of the month, Thursday, February 29th at noon. Last year, we honored iconic local Black media personalities, including Pat Harvey, Jim Hill, Mark Brown, Beverly White, Sandy Banks, and Pat Prescott, and raised $20,000 in scholarships. This year, we're honoring Black Hollywood creatives who have used their artistic genius as climate justice champions. At this year's luncheon, we will be showcasing and sharing their inspiring work on our big screen. Plus, a scrumptious meal, live music, great company, and lots of fun with your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts. So contact us today at info@smileyaudio.com or call 323-290-4690. That's info@smileyaudio.com or call 323-290-4690. We hope to see you Thursday, February 29th as we close out Black History Month. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your Black.
Cover California is a free service from the state that's already helped millions of people like you get and pay for health insurance. With financial help to lower the cost of health coverage, you could get a quality health plan for less than $10 a month. Every plan covers preventive care, doctor visits, emergency care, and more. If you have questions, we're here to help every step of the way. Cover California, this way to health insurance. Enroll by January 31st at coveredca.com.
Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles lets you choose your perfect duo from your fave 4, like a sausage or egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee. Limited time only during breakfast hours. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in the combo. Single item at regular price.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's up? I'm tired of feeling so bloated. That used to be me. Then I got this. Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion. A probiotic, right?
Yeah, it works naturally with your gut to help soothe occasional bloating and gas. Plus, it has vitamin B12 to aid digestion by helping convert food to cellular energy. 2 benefits, 1 capsule.
Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion from the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Learn more at alignprobiotics.com.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure for max strength daytime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. DayQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure. The daytime, non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
Granddad, what's good?
Hey there, got us a quarter pounder with cheese and McNuggets.
Wow, haven't had our special McDonald's order in a minute.
Heard your little tic-tac-toe dance didn't get no likes.
Oh man, is Mom telling everybody?
You know she is.
There's a deal for every favorite grandson at McDonald's. Right now, get one favorite like a quarter pounder with cheese or 10-piece chicken McNuggets and get another for just $1. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Curating the most compelling stories and delivering them straight to your ears. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
What are you looking at?
I'm already ready in position. Right. Full visage, darling.
What year was this? 1993?
No, I think it was earlier than that, right?
92?
92, 91 maybe. What's it, Andy?
Yeah, 90 actually. 91.
Summer of 1990.
What happened in the summer?
Yep. And it also was on Breathless, but it also was featured on a soundtrack. And the film, Madonna was dating the star of this film.
Oh, so it was a Sean Penn movie.
No.
Oh, wrong movie.
Wrong movie.
Who was she dating at the time?
An established older actor. And she also had him featured in her documentary.
Warren Beatty?
That's right, Dick
Okay.
Tracy.
Okay.
So, yeah, this was, and you could tell Warren was so in the documentary, just looking at her like, do you always have to be on in all of this? He was so disgusted with her. You're like, yeah, this relationship is done. You could see it. Shout out to Andy for, again, keeping us on theme, on point. So Vogue magazine, you know, one of the icons as far as fashion magazines, right? They have revealed their digital winter cover. So not the physical cover, but who buys magazines anymore anyway? But their winter digital cover.
Older people.
Do they?
Like me.
Do they?
I still buy magazines. I still have subscriptions, actually.
Do you?
I do.
You haven't found that the magazines are thinner, but you pay more for it? Because I look at magazines when they come down and, well, they
when
don't.
When you pay for a subscription, you don't even think about that.
You don't?
I
You
still,
don't look at
I still buy the magazines just for the feel and the turn through and the nostalgia of it.
Okay.
And I have weird subscriptions to people's stuff that people wouldn't even think that I read.
Okay, such as?
Better Homes and Gardens, GQ.
Why would people be surprised about that? People like
'Cause
a nice home. And
I don't really like dress up that much.
Okay.
That's why.
Well, Usher, baby. Part of the reason why he's on the cover of Vogue, he said, is his love of fashion over his 30-year career. And let's be clear, Usher dropped 30 years ago. Once again, Just Call Me a Mac on the Poetic Justice soundtrack, I believe. Yeah, shout out to my homegirl, Andrea, who was the lead in that video. And so he's featured on the cover of Vogue, right? And he's not on there alone. It's him, the boys from the Junior Gales 6 and Under Football League, because, you know, that's cute, and he's going to the Super Bowl, and model Carolyn Murphy, right? So there's obviously a profile attached to Usher that's featured in there, but fans are pissed that Usher, who's been in the game for 30 years and is arguably had one of the best comebacks that we've seen in a while from an artist, right? Even though he technically never went anyplace, his resurgence back into the forefront has been something that, you know, a lot of people would love to see happen in the latter part of their career, right? So people are unhappy that Usher did not get a solo cover and have called Vogue out for not creating a cover or a concept that features the multi-Grammy award winner, singer, actor, you know, impresario that is Usher by himself, right? And so a lot of the critics said that because of just by the sheer number of years that he has been in the industry and the number of accolades he's received is reason enough not to necessarily include a model or not to make Usher the focus. Carolyn is also featured in some of the shots inside, and there are others in there. Carolyn is also, she's been around since the 90s. I think she was a part of the supermodel thing. She's actually turning 50 this year, so it is in some ways quite a triumph that she's still a cover model. But fans are pissed, and they don't understand it. Usher is the third black male celebrity to be on the cover of American Vogue. And I should, however, point out that neither of the other two men that were featured on the covers were there alone either. So the first was LeBron James in 2008. And I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a great deal of controversy about the LeBron James cover. He was featured with Giselle Bundchen, and people felt that it was like a Beauty and a Beast thing, and that the pose that they had Giselle in and LeBron in, they felt it was very reminiscent of the film King Kong when he had Fay Wray, or I can't remember what the blonde character's name, in his hand, and we've all seen scenes and imagery for that. So they felt that it was racist, and there's a lot of conversation about that in 2008. The second cover happened in 2014, and it was Kanye West, and he was featured with his wife, Kim Kardashian. There has been a man that has been on the cover of American Vogue solo, and this was in a recent time period, but that man had on a dress. Back to our conversation, but not a black man. It was Harry Styles. So go figure, right? Listen, some of the comments, this social media user says, if you all can't see the glaring issues, I can't help you. Vogue has long been problematic. Beyonce had to fight for a black photographer. That there has not been, to my knowledge, another black photographer for a cover since. Don't know if that person is right or not. You know, they said that the model is literally elbow leaning on a brown child. I think that aspect, they're looking a little deep, but I do, once again, understand that. I will say, though, that part of it, I think, is that Vogue is a women's fashion magazine, right? What it is, by and large, that is what it is. That is the nature of it. That is what it's there for. So if it's focused on women in that capacity, to a degree, I can understand maybe their hesitancy in having a man solo on the cover because it doesn't quite go into what they're ultimately pushing out, right? Even if there's interviews in there with them or if he is featured. But and I'm not saying that everything that one of us does has to involve another one of us, but sometimes it would just be nice or at least make it make sense, right? I don't know. When we come forward, we will get Trent Jackson's reaction
I gotta wait.
to
Let me
the
write this
Vogue
down.
cover, and
Make myself a note.
we'll get into all of that and more. And we're going to talk about the priciest cities to live in the U.S. I bet you can't guess. Maybe you could guess a few. We'll get into all of that and more on the other side. You're locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580.
Infusing a sense of fun and entertainment in every episode. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
More when we come forward.
I started vaping my freshman year of high school, mostly because all my friends had vapes. I wanted to fit in with them and look cool and be a part of everything that they were doing. The hardest part about quitting for me was all my friends still hitting their vapes right next to me. It was really frustrating and confusing when I was trying to quit because in my head I knew I didn't want to do it anymore, but for some reason my brain still wanted it.
No quit story is the same. For free support, text Kick Nicotine to 66819 today.
Watch out! You got me! The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more captivating conversation on RSVP with Jill Munroe.
You were locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. So we are talking about Usher and the new Vogue cover in anticipation of Usher's performance, new album, new tour that are coming next month following his Super Bowl performance. And some fans are outraged that he didn't get a solo cover on Vogue and instead was paired with model Carolyn Murphy. So Trent Jackson, your thoughts?
More fake outrage because, number one, it's not a magazine that has catered, will ever cater, nor is catering to anybody in our demographic. Let alone, Usher is an R&B singer. He's not a model. He's not a lady. Okay, And
he's a fashionable
gentleman, like most singers in the entertainment industry tend to be. He's not a model, okay? He's no Tyson Beckford or whomever. So should we really be expecting for him to have a cover as such by himself?
Yeah.
And that's where the first problem is. You shouldn't be expecting that on a fashion magazine, okay?
I think he's fashionable, though.
He's not a model.
There's lots of people, but they've had people solo before that aren't models that are simply fashionable.
Okay, well, since
Cardi B's been on the cover. She's not a model.
But she's a woman.
Right. I mean, again, I understand, and I said that, but...
And
yeah.
Also, too, because we know that this is really not catering to us, okay? And considering their track record of every other black man that they've had on the cover, people, and this is what's baffling to me. People want to pick and choose their battles on the most crazy things to me. So you complain about a man being emasculated because it's a choice when he puts on that dress, number one. But we don't complain about the direct attack on the black family. Why is it that a black man, every time he's on the cover of something, or even in commercials that we see nowadays, he has to be paired with a white woman?
Listen.
No one's really talking about that or complaining. Direct attack on the family.
Here's the
and
thing.
then two,
Oh, go ahead.
I'm glad that Usher is standing closest to the darkest skinned boys on that cover. Okay? So
You think there's a little colorism afoot with the cover?
You know, here's what it's saying. Even though there's this other stuff going on the side with this white lady and these other kids, I'm repping the set right here.
Okay.
And you know, in a roundabout way. I think that's what he was trying to make clear.
I feel that. I like that.
Yeah.
Andy?
Trent, you speaking my language, man. I love that.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
I ain't even look at it from that perspective, but I like that a lot.
Yeah.
But Elle Magazine, this is your opportunity. Pull up. Put Usher on the cover.
Anybody. And considering that we are in the reign of Usher getting ready to go into it, he should have had a cover. However, again, if this was Vibe or something like, or a music-centered magazine, which we don't really have anymore, we're going to have to let Essence do the magic for us like it always has been. They're going to have to come through. Or Ebony.
Back.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this. The imagery from it, the photo shoot, it's nice. I like the solo Usher pics. There's some pics with his friends, I'm assuming homies, you know, tour reenactments. I haven't read the whole article yet, but one of the highlights is that Usher is promising and assuring that his performance at Super Bowl is going to be repping for R&B. He said R&B music is going to be front and center.
So that means we're going to
get his performance.
Because I thought that we were going to get the Will.i.am song, "Baby Let Me Love You Down."
Oh no, they're gonna give a Will.i.am song. He has a couple, but I definitely we were gonna get Yeah regardless. There's no way.
So we're gonna get an Usher concert. That's good to know. I'm excited for that.
Andy,
you know it's funny that you say that we're gonna hear Yeah, because when you said that we're gonna get R&B, I was more so thinking more like we're gonna get nice and slow. We're gonna get R&B ballads as opposed to up tempo.
That's an interesting thought because and I'm going to kind of bring it back to the conversation we had from Urban Spinster as far as and I'm also going to tie this into the Wayans brothers, so look at me tying in all of our topics tonight. Roland Martin talked about how the whole reason why Michael Jackson came into the Super Bowl halftime show was because of the year when it was still on CBS, the Super Bowl, and Fox decided to kind of, reimagine and re-engineer their counter programming, and they did a halftime Super Bowl special with In Living Color that beat the views for the Super Bowl at that time period. And everybody turned away from the Super Bowl and turned to Fox. I vividly remember this Super Bowl to watch that In Living Color. And I think it had a Men on Film skit and a couple of other things, right? And so the Super Bowl was like, no, we got to do something. So that's when we went to what were they called? Free People. I can't remember the name of the little performers that used to come in and perform before. It was like real, amateur hour, right? So to bring that around to Usher and his performance, I think the Super Bowl, by and large, the performances have to be mostly upbeat, up tempo. You don't want to bring the energy down like that with a slow song. So although I would love to hear some nice and slow, you know me, and I don't expect it, obviously, in the Super Bowl performance, but I would love to see Usher perform some songs from his first album. I went to some of those shows. I still play some of those joints. So I would like to see that, but I know we won't see that there. But I think it's going to be mostly up-tempo, maybe a bridge from a slow song, maybe a transition or something, but I can't see a lot of that happening.
What other party songs?
I mean, Usher has a great deal, right? You think about it, you make me want to lead the one with starting.
Is that a party song?
It's not it's a mid-tempo, but you
Okay.
could speed it up a little bit.
Okay.
Obviously, we have Love in the Club. Even though that's slow, the beat is, hitting enough that you could do that. You might get a little Lovers and Friends in there, even though that's
First of all,
slow.
I have to
The
bring
bass
it up.
and what?
The whole 8701 album. You remind
Right.
me, You Don't Have to Call, I Don't
Mhm.
Know. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to call.
Caught
It's
Up.
gonna ring out. Caught up. Dun, dun, dun,
You're
dun,
gonna
dun.
get some "Oh my God." I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're gonna get.
some
Oh
of that.
no, without question, you're gonna get some. Oh my God, you can skip
I'm gonna
that
tell you
for
the
me,
slow
but-
song that we're gonna get. We can make a bet on this now. The
What?
only slow song that y'all gonna get if he does a slow song, I'm telling you what it's gonna be.
What?
There Goes My Baby. That's what it's gonna be.
Not nice and slow.
It's gonna be There Goes My Baby.
Maybe you'll come out to it, or it. I don't know. I do think maybe something like that'll be in there. And then what's My Way? We're gonna get some My Way.
Yep.
We're definitely gonna get some My Way.
And Good Kisser.
I don't think we're gonna get Good Kisser.
Yeah, it's gonna be slid in there.
I don't think so.
He's gonna surprise you.
Really? Okay. I do think he's gonna surprise us and put in something that we're gonna be like, huh? I wasn't expecting that one.
I'm about to check the Vegas odds right now.
Okay, they got him. Listen, you can bet on anything. Shout out to Urban Spinster. She just, tipped us. So we appreciate you. Ow. Look, all of that to say, Usher's gonna be ripping and doing the daggone thing. I can't wait. Countdown. We're about 3 weeks away. And it's Vegas, baby. We don't never know what is going to happen. So check this out, right? We are at the end of hour 2. But
Oh wow.
we still got another hour left to go.
I love it.
And so many things still left to discuss because, that's how it goes. Trending topics and headlines. Hour 3, we're going to get into Beverly Johnson
Oh yeah.
and her revelation that she utilized unhealthy ways to lose weight back in the 70s. We're going to talk about her 70s diet and what
she
it
was on that
consisted
good
of.
Dexatrim, baby.
Dexatrim is more 80s. Nah, she wasn't on that. It was something else.
Trim Spa.
90s. Trim Spa was 90s.
I know. I'm harassing.
I know. We're getting into that.
Fin.
That was late 90s, early
Yeah,
2000s.
all of them.
Why do I know these things? I just do. I keep up with the trends and topics and always have. We'll get into all of that on the other side. Stay locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.